Hi, I'm Graham Monday from Brighton Bear Weekend, and I have the pleasure to introduce Andrew, our contestant for Mr. Brighton Bear 2022. Hello, Andrew.
Hi there, Graham. Hi guys. My name's Andrew. I'm contestant, as Graham says. This is my third time at Mr. Brighton Bear. Yeah, it's always good fun. Haven't won yet. Might not win this year, but it's always good fun.
Last year.
And yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, and it's always good. It's a nice participation event. Everyone's always super friendly. Looks like a really nice group of guys this year. Yeah, I would say it's a competition that I joined to begin with. So I had yes, body confidence issues, as most larger men do quite often in the gay community. It's pretty typical. And it's been quite liberating, quite freeing, and really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's helped me sort of grow in my self-confidence. And yeah, I would say anyone who's sort of worried about doing it, it's worth doing. It's a nice group of guys. Everyone's really supportive. It's not a vicious competition. As you know, as I guess some of these events might be pitched, but it's certainly not. It's friendly and it's jovial, and yeah, everyone just sort of enjoys themselves. And it's, I guess for me anyway, that the weekend's about raising the money, and you know, it's a great cause that Brighton Bear Weekend works for, and it's a really nice social event and brings together a sector of the gay community that, you know, quite often doesn't, well, traditionally hasn't had their own events, but you know, Brighton Bear Weekend's doing really well, and there's obviously a lot of other bear events now around the globe that there never used to be. So yeah, it's great. It's really good to see the community growing.
See, you could tell you've done this before, can't you? Because I haven't asked the question yet. So we've been a wonderful advert. So you're a local lad, a local bear, just so people know.
I am. I've been in Brighton, as I was saying to you just. So I've been in Brighton, will be 10 years next year. So yeah, local. Brighton is my adopted hometown. I actually have a dolphin tattoo for the city, which goes next to my wolf tattoo, which is my home city of Wolverhampton. Yeah, it's my home now, I would say. I don't really have any plans to move. I love the city, I love the community, particularly this time of year. Summertime, it's you just can't beat Brighton. It's, you know, you sort of have those moments you're walking along and you're sort of like, yeah, this is a good place to be, you know.
For those who are watching, we're in the middle of a lovely, beautiful blue sky, sunshine afternoon. It's kind of very tempting to get out there, but
it is, yeah.
So do you have a love in your life at the moment?
I do. We have not been seeing each other very long. Yeah, he's a lovely guy. It seems to be going really well. Very, very happy with him. But yeah, I mean, I've sort of had a bit of a self-discovery over the last maybe 6 months or so. Thing about myself, I've always felt that I'm not I guess, I don't know, I find traditional ideas of relationships don't always suit me. So yeah, I sort of come out as identifying, I guess, if that's a word to say, as polyamorous over the winter period.
Is that not polyamorous or polysexual?
So both. So the reason that I've changed my identification from, I guess, as a gay man to polysexual is that there are a number of people that I have found attractive or had relations with that perhaps don't identify as men. And so it seems respectful to them and fitting as to my attractions, I guess, to identify myself as polysexual rather than simply homosexual. And yeah, I was, you know, I think it's quite important for me, and yeah, I definitely see it as a sort of thing for those that I have and do find attractive, I guess. And yeah,
quite liberating for you. Quite liberating for you, I imagine.
Yes, yeah, I would say so, and sort of yeah, it was quite eye-opening, I guess. It's a bit of a journey of self-discovery. I mean, we all have them as we develop, but yeah, it was an interesting thing to think about, and certainly something I do a lot is think. But for any people who don't know me at all, which I guess a lot of you may not, I studied philosophy, so I am quite a thinker. I manage a restaurant, but I do have a couple of degrees in philosophy. So I do tend to think about things quite a lot. So yeah, that and the polyamory thing, I guess. I've always found traditional ideas of relationships a little bit not fitting for me. And I think more and more people are starting to realize that. I think, you know, I guess the same with your sexuality. You grow up in a world that tells you one thing, so you assume that one thing is what you have to be, and you know, it's just not the case. And I think, you know, for the event and for the weekend, it's been a great promoter of that over the years. I think Brighton Bear Weekend's always been really good at sort of having, you know, really good statements about, you know, who's who and what, how people can be and how people can develop and see themselves, and letting people be who they want to be. You know, I think the gay community typically can be quite or, you know, has been, I guess, historically quite exclusionary, and I think it's really important that we promote and are part of sections of it that are not, and that allow us to discover parts and things about ourselves that perhaps traditional society might not want us to, or find difficult to deal with, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, well, we all continue to grow, and it's a whole spectrum out there, and we can slide up and down it and change throughout our lives, and that's no problem. That's just being a person. That's all it
Yeah,
is. So,
and I think yeah, and I think it's, you know, as I've sort of grown into varying sections of the community, I've felt more supported in that, you know. Traditional society is not very good at supporting that, but there
yeah.
certainly are people out there who do, and it's important to find them. And
I think Brighton is a good place to find those people.
it is indeed, yeah, and they're the right kind of people to be around, you know.
Now, explain to me, what is a Flying Dutchman? I thought it was a ghost boat.
I actually can't remember. I was trying to think of an answer to that question, and then I just went on Urban Dictionary. I'm sure it's something pretty revolting, from what I can recall. But if you're intrigued, perhaps look on Urban Dictionary. There's some amazing names for some very interesting and acrobatic sex moves on there. So it's always.
There are two definitions, and I'll let people look those up because it'd be more fun to find out.
It's always worth a giggle. It's always worth a giggle.
Now, we always ask our contestants to send in photographs, and I must say, Andrew, you have a fantastic selection of photographs. They're all very professionally well done. Is that something you're really interested in, photography and modelling?
I think, again, probably coming out of entering Brighton Bear Weekend for the first year, it was very much, as I say, to do with body confidence and just how I felt in myself. And I was fortunate enough when I entered again in 2020 to have someone, 2021, apologies, last year, someone who approached me to do some photography for me for the weekend. And yeah, I've worked with a few people since. It's just, you know, I would say to anyone who struggles with their body confidence and is a bit nervous, you do have to take those first steps, and you know, it's your body. Be confident in it and grow in that confidence, and yeah, don't let people put you down. I think we can all, with the right lighting and the right costume, look amazing. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly something that I enjoy doing now, that I definitely wouldn't have a few years ago. I would have found very awkward. But I've done modelling for life drawing,
Okay.
The dungarees that I'm wearing at the moment, they're a company called Run and Fly, who are based in Brighton.
Is that
Yeah, I've
Tom
done.
Board?
Yes, yes, with Tom Bold, yes.
Tom
Wonderful
Board
guy.
is making our sash and crown. So the lucky winner gets to win that. And talking about clothing, we've got to mention that Bear 107 are the kind of people sponsoring Mr. Bryson Bear competition. Have you looked at their website at all?
I have, yes, and I've given them a couple of shouts out on my Instagram. They're wonderful, wonderful company. I like a lot of their stuff. Yeah, they've got some really good products on there.
Yeah, should be eyeing up what you might spend your gift vouchers on. But we should have a quick word from Bear 107. And that was Bear 107, who are sponsoring Mr. Brighton Bear 2022 with fantastic prizes. Go and have a look at their website, bear107.com. Now, I noticed in your photograph we were talking about just beforehand, you have lots of leather. Do you make leather yourself?
Well, yes, I do make some items, some garments. A bit of an avid collector, I guess, of leather and fetish gear. But yes, I do make some pieces as well. I've actually made a harness for Tom, who we were talking about just.
Oh, yes.
Fair few. I started, I guess, a good few years ago, and then sort of during COVID drifted off a little bit. Was busy doing other things, and I picked it up again recently. I've had a fair few commissions. Don't tend to charge very much, really, usually just costs. So if anyone's interested, at the moment I find it's more about skill development. So yeah, I really enjoy doing it. I'm making a piece that's for yourself and that's fitted and that's sort of bespoke for a customer that no one else is going to have is a really good feeling, and knowing that someone's got something they can wear out and feels like them, I think is a really, particularly for fetish wear, it's the sort of thing that you want to have that's your own, really. So unique pieces always.
Do you have a set of patterns already, or do you make it up as
Sorry,
you go along?
I have a basic set of styles that I make, and then I sort of just cut to measure. Really from leather. Tom's was an interesting piece, particularly because he wanted a very particular shade of blue. For anyone who works with leather, dyeing leather is hard enough. Dyeing it blue is very difficult.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
I turned my bathtub a couple of colours of neon a few times before I got it right, but some bleach got that out, so fortunately we're all okay. No deposit.
I was gonna say, do you have a blue bathroom now?
But yeah, if there's anyone out there who just does want some bits made, let me know. We'll see what we can do.
So you have fantastic ink work we've spoken about already. How many kind of piercings do you have?
Piercings, I think 13 now.
13.
Yes. all over. And lots of tattoos. It's a bit of an addictive thing, I guess. I tend to do that with hobbies and collections. I sort of find an interest and then keep going.
In that case, don't play Pokemon Go. You should be stuck there forever.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Talking about furry animals, is your bunny still around?
They are. I have two of them. I shall just bear with me one moment.
It's just going to get a huge bunny for you. It was huge last time.
He's he's a pretty old fella now, bless him. So he is coming up to, well, I think he's just over 10 years old now. Which for anyone who knows rabbits is pretty going some.
Been well looked after and loved.
But he's still around. He's still going. He's got the lovely Lola, which is my younger white doe that keeps him going, and he's called Roger. He is, as I say, he's a pretty old guy, but he's been with me a long time and keeps me company.
He must have been around you since you first moved to Brighton.
He has. He moved with me from London, so I had him in London for about a year and a half before I moved down. And yeah, he's moved with me, but he's he's a trooper.
A constant companion.
Indeed, indeed. I don't know whoever's watching if you're pet owners, but I would, pets are great things to have around, and having animals around for me anyway it's always been really important. They're incredibly supportive, and if you've got the right bond with the right creature, I think it's really important and can be really helpful at sort of low moments, I guess.
So it must have been a comfort, especially when you lost your phone last December. How did you lose your phone?
Oh, that was at Dilf. That was a very, very late evening at Dilf. Yes, I guess it happens. Fortunate enough to get it back. Unfortunately,
did you?
Roger was on the screensaver, so it was very easy to identify. So
oh, I'm so pleased you got it back again, because I've lost phones in many places and they never get returned to me. Apart from once when I lost my phone, left my phone in the locker in Sublime, and it came back to me a year and a half later. I'm like, okay. So obviously they never cleaned the lockers out.
I had the misfortune when I was living in London to lose a wallet and a phone, and they were both returned to me about 2 years later, which was quite peculiar. Oh. They got handed into a hotel in Soho about 2 years after I'd lost them, and I'd replaced everything, of course, by then.
Of course, yes.
But they just randomly turned back up. So I'm assuming whoever it was that had taken them, or wherever they'd been, they decided they were no longer worth their time.
yes. My phone was barred and everything else like that. So it just comes a useless bit of plastic and metal. It's a bit of a shame, really. Can't do anything with it. So, is there anything else you would like to add? Say to the people watching.
I would just say, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the event. Vote for me. Or don't vote for one of the other lovely people.
No, it's vote Andrew time. Vote Andrew.
If you vote for me, that's great. If you don't, I don't mind. I will enjoy the weekend nonetheless. And I hope you do too. And if you're sort of interested or concerned about, wanting to do it yourself, I would say go for it. It runs every year. Get involved. It's a great event to come along to. It's a great event to be involved in. So yeah, do it. I think on the Facebook there was a little bit of a conversation about not having I guess diversity in the competition so far, and we certainly haven't had anyone that's entered from different ethnic backgrounds. I think it would be really, really encouraging and a really good thing for the event.
Yeah, they'd be most welcome. It's just no one's ever had.
Yes. Yeah, so I really do, if there's anyone out there who's sort of a bit unsure, get involved.
Do it. There's nothing to lose.
Indeed.
And plenty to gain, including free drinks, probably. Anyway, this is Andrew. He's our second Aquarius, which is interesting. He loves you all. He's a leathersmith. He doesn't set the alarms off at the airport with all his piercings. He fears no rabbits. He's a model, he's a sexy bear, and you can vote for him on BrightonBearWeekend.com, and you can buy all the gear at bear107.com. So
yeah. in regards to the alarms joke there, actually, Pride 2019, I was going through their security, and they just didn't bother because it was going off. They started scanning and it just went beep, beep, beep. So yeah. It's true, it's true.
Well, it's been wonderful to speak to you, Andrew, and I look
Wonderful
forward to
to speak to
seeing
you too,
you
Graham.
on the night.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay, then, bye now.